Yeah, let's go. We just gotta go hard. I go the hardest. I bring the pain. Not what you used to. It's all part of the game. Yeah, I just gotta go hard. I just gotta go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Yeah. Oh yeah, the beast back. Adrenaline.
Do it and get through it. Another Tuesday, man. And them joints come back so fast, bro. So fast. Hey, missed you last week, bit bro.
I know, man. I miss being on the pod. I love being up here with you guys, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, we waiting on Marquise revenge season to pop in momentarily, man. Our good brother Cool is not with us tonight, man. Had to handle his business. But hey, we're gonna get into some of this Pro Hall of Fame talk for real. Because there's a lot of players, man. When I was looking at that list, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of good players as you can see on this screen right here, and that's just half of them that made it. But there's a lot of players that did not make that final cut, bro. That we're gonna dive into a few of them, you know, and give our takes on. But before that, man, we got to pay the bills. We got to get into it, man. Like you already know, fantasy football is that shit. 146 days away till I draft.
Around the corner.
146 days. And the NFL draft is coming up shortly, man. We got a few more weekends for that. I can't wait, man. You excited for the NFL draft?
I'm very excited. We ought to do something special for the draft, man.
I think so too. I think so too, man. You know, we rock that burgundy, bro. You already know that.
Right. You know
that
Commanders, baby.
We already rep that.
I think it's going to be a lot of surprise picks going on in this draft with all the teams. I think it's going to be more trading up, trading back than people anticipate.
I believe so too. I definitely believe so. Obviously, it looks like Cam Ward is going to be that number one pick. So, you know, maybe Tennessee definitely needs a quarterback. Pretty much everybody in the top 5, if you ask me, need a quarterback.
Definitely the Giants need one, but you know they went the veteran route, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, we'll definitely see how that goes. But yeah, man, let's get into something, man. Like we had our polls or whatnot in our fantasy football league, man. We going up this year, man. So I'm just looking at it like this. We done already in the PPR Superflex, you guys, we've already voted out defense to add an extra flex. That's what me and you was talking about this morning. You know what I'm saying, on our call. So that's big, man. No more that extra free, or I wouldn't even say extra, that free 10 points that we normally get. You know what I'm saying? To start your week off. You got to get it out the mud, as the young folks say, man. Get it out the mud with it, and because everybody's starting at zero. Everybody.
I think though, it should lead to more scoring, being that we added a flex position for it.
Yeah. And like you said, it's gonna be the scoring should balance out, but I think it's gonna be a little higher than it was.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of defenses, like that's the reason why we did get rid of defense, including not including the standard side of things in the league, but in PPR, because like it could be one of those Sundays where your defense give you a negative something.
Absolutely.
And you need those points. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You definitely need those points. So we got rid of that. We up in the fees, so it's gonna be $75 each league paid through league save when we get that sent out to the league or whatnot. And what else we do?
One big thing with adding the flex, adding more points to the PPRX. We also changed how the playoffs are gonna be like seeded and marked, because it's going to be now, instead of head-to-head matchups for tiebreakers and what so forth, we're doing total point score. Am I correct?
Well, we actually voting on that now. Myers wanted bad, yo. Like, and I understand his plight with it. You know what I'm saying? I know I give him a little pushback, a little gripe about it, because I'm a head-to-head guy. I just feel like if you beat that team, you know, whether it be one time or two time or however, you win that, you know what I'm saying? You basically win the series. Like it's like that in all facets of sports, even baseball. You know what I'm saying? Like if you beat that team, that's just like in the NBA finals. If you best 4 out of 7, you got to win those 4 games. You know what I'm saying? So I just look at it like that. But Myers is definitely pushing for it. And I feel you, bro. I definitely feel you on total points for, because it kind of gives you an advantage. But I just feel like if you didn't beat a team, you shouldn't just get automatically a standing spot over their team just because you scored more points than them. That's just my 2 cents about it. You know what I'm saying? I can't hear you, bro.
I think
There
it's
you
going
go.
to be interesting. Sorry about that. A little
No, you
technical
good.
difficulty. No, I had the mute on by mistake. But I think it's going to lead to more scoring, which is going to lead to better games, and players are going to really put their best team, on Sundays out there to try to get that momentum. Because now, even in a loss, those points count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, man. So we definitely gonna see what the poll is, man. We're not gonna have it up too long, but where it's swinging right now, I'm looking at it, man. People want to keep it the same. They want to keep head to
Oh,
head.
they want to keep it the same. Okay.
Yeah, they want to keep it the same as what it looks like now. So we're gonna let the poll rock for maybe the rest of this week or maybe next week, and then get everybody time to vote or whatnot. So yeah, that's big too, man. I'm glad you brought that up. I forgot all about that. Yeah, we changed the playoff seating. We got the bye week. So we got the bye week now
Oh,
back
for the number 1 seed.
for the number 1 seed. So
Okay.
instead of 8, only 7 teams are making the playoffs. So and that's in both leagues, because we feel like we voted for. We want that number 1 seed to be able to have that back. Actually, you plan for something, you should be able to be rewarded with that. And we did it a long time ago, but we got rid of it.
Right.
But yeah, man. So yeah, that's what it do. NPR league, man. Like, I need you guys to vote. Like, it's been a few guys that's saying that they coming back, and you're not putting in your 2 cents. So don't get mad when it comes around. But let's get into this FAAB that won PPR, man. FAAB. And this is a waiver wire system that was introduced or whatnot when fantasy pretty much first started, man. But this is just what it is in fantasy football. FAAB also stands for free agent acquisition budget, a system where each manager has a budget to bid on free agents during the waiver wire period, with the highest bid winning the player. So that's self-explanatory. Self-explanatory speaks for itself. It's like playing the lottery. You pick your numbers that you want, and you put what you want to wager on it. And you know what I'm saying? You get back what you get back. You get back if you win or lose. So, and more of the detail, here's more detail of an explanation. What it is. FAAB is a blind bidding system where managers use a fictional budget to acquire players from the waiver wire. And here's how it works. Each manager receives a set budget. Here's the $100 we was talking about earlier to spend on free agents throughout the season. When a manager wants to add a player, they submit a bid. It has to be a dollar amount, or it can be zero if don't nobody bid for that player, and the highest bid wins.
Okay.
And we got more notes that arrive with it too. So, and it's just they saying in this article right here, FAAB is seen as a fair alternative to traditional waiver priority systems. And I get it, because some people that really play fantasy football, like we do, of course, for money and stuff like that, like they feel like the lower seed shouldn't always have the best pick. I mean, we've been playing that way for a long time, and I get both sides of it because we so used to waiver wire Wednesdays and stuff like that. But I can say that I'm happy that our league has multiple leagues where we can test stuff out, we can try stuff, because who's to say later on down the road, another league might have it, standard might pick it up, even though we want to keep standard the same. But the waiver wire system, some people just be like, dang, man, they always get the first round pick. Or sometimes it happened in the flip side of things, where that low seed, he continues to get those bets or those good spots at the waiver wire pick, right? And he find himself in the playoffs and potentially winning a championship. You know what I'm saying? Going on a run.
We had a player that was 0-6 and got all the good players from the waiver wire and then made the playoffs. I don't know what ended up happening, but he made the playoffs with those. He made the playoffs.
Picks. He didn't win it, but he made the playoffs. Pity Pat did it the first season against me. He had those waiver wire pickups where, because he was 6-7, and he ended up making the playoffs and potentially winning the championship, beating me in that first season. So that's what some of the gripe is about it too. So Like I said, FAAB is seen as a fair alternative to traditional waiver priority systems, as it gives all managers an equal opportunity to acquire players regardless of their waiver order. So it's giving everybody a fair shot, whether you got a undefeated record or not. Strategic implications. Managing your FAAB budget wisely is crucial for roster flexibility and acquiring crucial talent throughout the season. You got $100 to spend. You know, we might up it up, but we got $100 to spend. So you got to choose wisely, man. You need to balance the need to acquire players with the risk of overspending and potentially running out of budget later in the season. And it works. It works in the playoffs too. So that's where they basically saying, look, we got to budget it out because you need some going into the playoffs.
Okay.
For the teams that
so it won't reset. You won't get more money when the playoffs start.
But I have
with this 100.
Yeah, that's what it is. And I've had research and heard a lot of players say at least keep $5 for the playoffs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got to at least keep $5 for the playoffs. So potentially out of 100, now you got $95 to spend throughout the rest of the season or the beginning of the season, and then you make it do what it do for what you need it for. But some people in waivers every week, and like myself, I get in there when I can. If not, I just wait till the players roll over, and then I'm picking them up if I because sometimes you waste waiver claims anyway when you already know sometimes you ain't getting a player.
Right.
You already know that. So
now,
example, yeah, go ahead.
Now, the question I wanted to pose for the viewers, and even myself also to double check. Now, when you're spending your FAAB, you're only spending your FAAB on the waiver wire Wednesday.
Yeah, or whichever day that we choose. Yeah.
Right. The first setting of the waiver pickups.
Yeah.
Not any other day, it'll fall back to the regular, normal, back to business way of doing it.
Yeah, it's a free for all. It's a free for all. You know what I'm saying? So, and when I say a free for all, it don't even go back to whatever the lowest seed is. It's really a free for all. You know what I'm saying? Like you're going to be able to go get that player without that lower seed being able to pick that player up.
Also, first come, first serve.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That's what make it.
When would that kick in? Like it'll be a certain cutoff time after the initial FAAB period.
Yeah, and then that way we'll pick a day, and then we'll know that it unlocks at this time, this certain moment during the day, or what have you like that. I got to get with Myers because he brought up an interesting point too, in another league that he was in, and I just want to pick his brain to see exactly how they run it, but. Normally, you have it on Wednesdays, and then Thursday through Monday, everything is pretty much locked, and then Tuesday is the open day. But don't quote me on that. I don't know if that's true or not. I just need to pick his brain just to figure that out how we want to do it.
Now with the free for all, when everything is available, it doesn't matter the lower seed, whoever gets that person first. What about if someone try to make multiple picks? Will they have to wait a certain time period before they make another pick before anybody else get a chance?
Great question. As the commissioner and you as my commissioner too, man, we're gonna figure that out together because it's so many ways we can do it. You know what I'm saying? Yes. When you look at it, it's so much of an open world and an open I don't want to say dialogue, but the technical side of being on the back end, we can do so much stuff with it. You know what I'm saying? Right. But we want to keep it normal and keep it fair. Vanilla.
Keep it fair. So. If someone working a different shift and they can't access what they need to do, we don't want player A to get 3 or 4 waiver picks, and then person B
somebody miss out,
couldn't access it. Now they're just missing out. So we got to make it fair for all parties involved.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll get those days, me and you and our committee, Cool and Marquise, we'll get those days together and just figure out, hey, what will make sense for us as collectively, where everybody can, you know what I'm saying, strengthen their team and do what they're supposed to do for their team. Because I'm gonna say something, even going back to like pushing trades. Like I don't want to push trades ever again. Like I want them to, unless it's like game day. You know what I'm saying? I want them joints. I know we like to see our teams and stuff like that. The only way I push trades if everybody sees everything. Like it won't be no overnight trading or anything like that, because I remember when this happened, but everybody was either asleep at work or whatnot. I want everybody to be up and it's daytime and we'll be able to see the things that's happening in real time with these transactions.
Absolutely.
But yeah, man, hell of a questions, Commish, hell of a questions. And example, if you bid $50 on a player and the next highest bid is $30, you get the player for 50, not 30.
Now that's big.
That's
big, because it would be great if you could get it for 31. That
for
way
30, right?
You save $19 if you outbid him, and then it just lets you outbid him by $1,
right?
And keep the rest of your budget,
right?
But that's big. Whatever you pose for your bid is what's going to be subtracted from your FAAB account.
From your FAAB account. I love it, yo. I love it. And because it keeps that competitive nature spirit inside of what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, hey, I got this amount of love, and we get to see what was spent and everything, what the player blew on that particular player. So it's just almost, like I said, it's almost like playing lottery, man. You just got to know what you want to put on that joint. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And you kind of know in return what you're getting back if you hit. Like, you play bit money, but
it better be worth it.
It gotta be worth it, bro, because I'm reading these horror stories where people are blowing FAAB, right, on these players, and they think the potential looks like it's there, and then you just be like, gosh, bro, he ain't doing nothing for me. I done spent all my FAAB on this player, and he's doing absolutely nothing.
I got a perfect example of that. Let's say when Jonathan Taylor went down and Trey Sermon didn't do jack.
Gosh, I forgot all about that.
What if you spent $50 on Sermon thinking he's gonna be the man now that Taylor's down?
Right.
Just using them for example from last year.
Right.
And then the Godspeed came in, the third stringer, and Tyler Godspeed came in and basically took over for it was.
And look, and you spent all that money. And now I'm gonna throw a monkey wrench in this, right? Because I'm gonna go back to tell you this is where we got the power and we got the juice, right? Mm-hmm. Because it's our league. This is all of our league. This is our community, right?
Yes.
You can trade FAAB too.
Ooh, now that's interesting. How would you do that?
You can trade. So I got to do my research on it, but I'm saying that you can trade FAAB even in draft pick trading.
So you can trade a player for FAAB,
or you could trade a player for FAAB. Yep.
Oh, like cash considerations.
So I look at it like this. You know how sometimes in the NBA, I don't know if they do it in the NFL, but sometimes they make a trade and they be like, and this cash was involved with it too. Yes. It doesn't happen a lot, but it
does happen.
It happens. It's one of those things, like, the cash is involved, or you might pay off that person's cap hit or whatnot to acquire them on your team. So I just look at it like that. So it's endless possibilities for real, man. Like we going into like we're 2 years, man. We at year 8. We're 2 years out from 10 years, bro. And I just feel like we've just taken great stride into doing what we're supposed to do. And I really thank you guys, man, and thank the community, man, because at the end of the day, when we started, we didn't know nothing about FAAB.
We're learning as we go, but we're incorporated within our community. And one thing I love about the NPR League, by the way, we won't miss, is that all the community, everybody that's involved has a say. So we vote on everything. So it's not just like it's a dictatorship of the commissioners or we going strictly by ESPN rules. Like if we tinkle, we dibble and dabble, we vote on everything. So it's all for the people. So, that's why we make it so fun. That's why it's growing every year, because, everybody has a say so. Everybody participates, and hopefully you'll be on our next league.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, I asked the guys last week, man. I was just talking to Marquise. He's about to hop on. I asked the guys last week, man. I want to pick your brain. What you think about adding that keepers league or adding another league?
I'm down for it. Like, or is the keepers the same as dynasty?
Nah. So keepers is basically, gosh, man. Like I'm so foggy brain right now. I gotta make sure I'm saying this right.
we
Yeah,
have enough. We have enough requests for people trying to join the league of
right.
NPR league that we probably can add both. We
I
probably
believe
can
it.
add a dynasty, a keeper. We're always going to have standard, and then PPR is strong. So
Right.
we might can grow and do it all, man. If you want to do one at a time, but we're gonna be, keep an eye out, wherever
Yeah.
you watch a podcast for the NPR podcast, and we'll let you know. You can join the league and
All day. We got room for you.
right.
We got room for you. So look, this is what it is. And I should have known this, man. But so Scott bring. But look, keepers league. You redraft your entire roster each year, except one or three players that you get to keep
Oh, I would love that league.
from the
I
previous
would be
year
the
in
king of
exchange
that
for a
league.
corresponding draft pick. And dynasty, you only do rookie drafts. So you keep
Okay.
you keep your, you know what I'm saying, your veteran players, but you only
Okay.
do rookie drafts.
Okay, but then the roster size, you'll have to trim the fat so
Yeah,
big for
because
some of the rookies.
what it is, your roster is otherwise locked from year to year. Yeah, you
Okay.
keep, you know what I'm saying. You gotta interchange and make sure. Hey, trade. Yeah, I can see in dynasty you got to trade wisely because
Yeah,
like
because you
you
could be
got to make
stuck
sure
with
you
the
do the
player
same
for a while.
for a while, right?
Mhm.
For a while. So that's a good thing. So those are the difference right there. Like you said, bro. A lot of people in our league and a lot of people that's waiting to get into our league because we do got a few guys in the wing, bro.
That's
And
right.
and we're thankful for it every year, man. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to dig or work too hard to fill our leagues up, man, because that's just what it is. And PR, like you said, we won't miss. And on top of that, we do what we do, man, and we have fun. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
I really think a keepers league will be dope for us, man. Like I really do. I really do. Any other before we get into this Hall of Fame talk, man? Because I want to get into it for real. I'm itching to get into it.
That's
Any
right.
other things you want to see change on commissioner, man? Like or wanna adjust? Is
Um,
we're in the off season?
well, with me, I just want to, just set and get the parameters straight for the FAAB, being that this is the new thing. Like
Yeah,
I was saying earlier, you know, um, after the initial waiver wire, when you have to bid, when someone gets to go, it should be a time frame before they get a second pick.
right.
Little stuff like that. We don't want nobody getting three players and this guy didn't get none because he was at work, or it was just downtime to sleep because he works a different shift, or we wanted to be fair, and so everybody can enjoy and be most competitive, in the league.
Yeah, definitely agree with that. Definitely agree with that, man. I really don't have too many other changes I want to do. I think we hitting the ground running like we supposed to in the off season. Yeah, it might be grave changes in PPR, but standard is still standard. That's still the baby. Outside of
Yeah.
that, the only thing that we really did change in that last season, we added a little decimal scoring points,
Right.
or whatnot. And then this year we changed the format of the playoffs with that bye week added back, on both leagues.
Right.
Like we already said, we didn't want to do too much tweaking on that. But PPR is definitely an experimental
Right.
lead that we have, and this is rightfully so. Like if anything I want to change, I don't want to do half. I don't want to no more. I want to do full PPR.
Okay, full point.
Yeah, full point PPR. So
I wouldn't mind experimenting at some point with the IDP with a
yeah,
defensive player individual defensive player.
yeah, yeah.
I
I think
wouldn't
that would
mind,
be fun too, man. I
you
really
know.
think that would be fun because these defensive like cornerbacks and stuff, man. Even
Mhm.
linebackers, shit, you could go the whole defense, whoever you want. You know what I'm saying?
Cornerbacks can get pick sixes,
Right,
sacks, even.
right.
These defensive ends be going ham. You know, yeah,
Yeah,
linebackers, man. I think that'll be pretty good. It's a chance for to get points and make you have to do more research. Um,
yeah,
study the game, and you have to draft them also. And
right.
I'm pretty sure they will be able to be picked up in the waiver wires and stuff like that. So it's just another added level, to your managerial and your coaching responsibilities.
Facts. That's it. A little bit of work, man. We got to do that anyway, building these teams.
That's right.
Got to
That's
do it
right.
anyway, man. But yeah, man. Without further ado, man, let's get into it, man. Hey, man.
No.
Boy. Like when Hall of Fame come around, I already know like it's football time, especially in the induction of Hall of Fame, bro. If you can see it, man, like I can't. I'll be honest with you, bro. Like I can't argue with any of these picks, right? Jared Allen. I mean, you know what he did for the Purple People Eaters. You know what I'm saying? Yup. Every sack, bro. Every tackle for loss. Jared Allen, Sterling Sharp. We obviously we love Club Shay and Shannon Sharp, the tight end from the Denver Broncos. If you've been living on the rock, but yo, he do got a
Yes.
brother that played that position too.
Yes.
Hey,
That,
on the green.
that he said out his own mouth is better than me.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
That's what he said. Solid
Career
group,
was cut
man.
a little short, because of
Yeah,
injury, but he did play with Hall of Famer Brett Favre, so he was Brett Favre's main target.
right,
So
right,
he
definitely.
did. I want to say he got a chip with Brett Favre. Sterling
Yeah,
did.
yeah, Sterling Sharp. Yeah. Matter of fact, was he on that team? I don't think he wasn't on that team
He
because they
was.
did never play with each other. I don't think he got one with Brett Favre. I gotta look at man, I'm so sorry. But I remember when they did play each other in the Super Bowl, Green Bay and the Broncos. And that was 1997. Matter of fact, that was Elway, Terrell Davis, and Shannon Sharp with the Broncos. But I don't
Right.
know if Sterling was on that Green Bay Packers team.
He might not have been, but I want to say he got a championship with Brett Favre. No, actually, he didn't. He don't have a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah, he don't. He actually came close in 1996. The
Mm-hmm.
Packers claimed without him doing a 1996 campaign. Yeah, and he retired shortly after. 18 TDs was a league high in 1994. Yeah. So, but he was one of Brett Favre's favorite targets in Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sharp would have
So
had a even more prolific career if he didn't have a neck injury. That's what happened.
right, yeah, he got hit
He
really
got
hard or something,
yep.
and it messed his neck up. But he doesn't have a Super Bowl that he won per se, but he does have a Super Bowl ring. He got that hardware
He
because
got it.
his brother won 3 and
Mm-hmm.
gifted him one. So shout out to his little brother, Shay Shay.
Shay. Yes, sir. Shannon Messi Sharp. That's what I call
Yes,
him.
sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
Sterling
sir.
Sharp. Eric Allen, man, one of the Eagle greats, man. That's another player that's inducted into the Hall of Fame. And last but not least, man, like I can't say enough of this guy, bro. If we could get back to this era right here, especially in fantasy football, because everybody at the tight end position, and I say everybody, not everybody, I'm talking about Ebonics, everybody struggled at the
Everybody.
tight end position last season. Antonio Gates was a beast, bro.
Yeah.
A beast. He in his own world, he did his thing with the Chargers.
Yes,
You
he
know what I'm
did. He
saying?
did. Philip Rivers' favorite target.
Yeah, he definitely was a beast, man. And you match that, you know what I'm saying, with that run game with LaDainian Tomlinson. Like, yeah, man.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't see why they didn't win a championship, but I obviously understand what was in front of them, Patriots and all of that good stuff. But yeah, man, go ahead.
Yeah, I was about to say, man, Eric Allen to me was one of the best at his position, man. He redefined the game. Well, I see. Was he before prime time?
I think he was before Prime. Let me see, because this was the campaign. Yeah, so he made All Pro in 1989. Yeah, this is definitely before Prime.
Before prime. So
Yeah,
prime might have got that number 21 from him, from Eric Allen.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And his
Yeah.
standout season came in 1993.
Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Where he led the lead with 4 pick sixes. 4 pick sixes.
Take it to the house. Take it,
And lost.
little trick daddy for you.
Right.
Take it to the house.
4 pick sixes, right? He logged a career high 3 forced fumbles and 2 sacks. Allen finished 8th in Defensive Player of the Year voting that year.
Ooh-wee.
And where he wrapped up, Allen wrapped up his career in New Orleans and Oakland. Yeah, man. That's big time right there. So he actually played all the way until 2000. He's seen at 35 years old, he tallied another pick six and returned an NFL high 3 for scores, bro, in 2000. The year 2000.
35 years old. Pick
At
six.
35 years old, bro.
Still taking it to the house.
Still taking it to the house. MIA, take it to the house. Another trick,
Get to the house.
Hey, that's big time right there, man. Hey, we got to get into these players, bro. Look, you could go down the line from Luke Kinkley, didn't make it. Adam Vinatieri didn't make it. Who else, bro? Like, so far in between, man. Like, gosh, bro, it's a lot of finalists. But at the end of the day, they get the, you know what I'm saying, become finalists next year. And so
they'll get another chance to get in if they didn't make it.
If they didn't make it. And there's so many other players that you'd be like, damn. Like even Julio Jones just retired after 13 seasons. He won't be eligible until it's 5 years after you finish retiring.
You gotta wait 5 years before his first chance to get in. Julio might have a chance to get in the first ballot, but he don't have a ring, so I don't know if he gonna make it first ballot. If the T.O. made it first ballot, right?
Yeah, T.O. made it first ballot. Yeah, he made it first ballot. Yeah, and then Julio, I think the only stain on his career with that is probably that Atlanta lost to the Patriots. Yeah, but let's get into it, man. Hey, I want to start with cool player first, man, if we can, dog.
Okay.
And then we'll follow suit with that. Cool pick Reggie Wayne, bro.
Oh,
Peyton Manning's bread and butter. Now I won't say his bread and butter because I don't even know what to call Marvin Harrison at that
Marvin Harrison was that deep threat.
Yeah, and then he had Dallas Clark too at the tight end position. Mm-hmm. Then you got Adrian James at the running back position. Like, bro, like
that was a monster squad.
Man, man. Then you get rid of Adrian James and you got Joseph Adaye. Yeah, man.
Yeah, but they kept running into that Brady train, man. That Belichick Brady train.
That's what it was.
That was their kryptonite.
Definitely the kryptonite, man. Hey, Reggie Wayne, man. This is Cool's player that he picked, bro. He's obviously 46 years old. He's actually born on my son's birthday, November 17th, man. 46 years old. Hey, Reggie Wayne, bro, played 14 seasons with the Colts and the Colts only, bro. In the first round, he was drafted in the first round of 2021, 30th overall. So he just made it out of the first round, bro. So Wayne was a 6-time Pro Bowl selection from 2006 to 2010 and 2012 and was named a first-team Associated Press NFL All-Pro in 2010.
He played 14 years in the league, too, so he was very durable and he, productive.
Very.
Definitely.
Very. His career ended in 2016. Hey, man, like, it's well deserving to me, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's well deserving. You feel any pushback from that? I mean, Wayne obviously catapulting and jumping over these other ballots that should have been inducted that we feel like we'll get into.
Well, he does have one thing that some of those other players don't have. I just brought up T.O. He has a championship. He has a Super Bowl.
Yeah, he does.
So, that should, kind of make him stand out a little more to me. But, I'm not one of the Hall of Fame voters, but he has a ring and, he was a dog. So he was out there. He brought it every game,
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And you look at it, man, his career stats, man. He played 211 games, receptions, 1,070, yards, 14,345, 82 tutties.
Yeah, he was catching them TDs.
He was definitely catching them. He was definitely catching them, man.
It was a lot less games back then,
It was.
I think it was 13, 14
14.
games?
It was 14.
Yeah, now we got 17, about to be 18 probably next year.
Yeah, it was 14, man. He definitely was picked. But it's so crazy. What we at? 17, 18 games now?
We're at 17 now.
17?
They're talking about trying to make it 18 within the next couple of years.
Gotcha.
What they'll do, instead of it being like now we have 3 preseason games, they're talking about cutting a preseason game and making another regular season game. Gotcha. So they're trying to make it seem like, it's the same amount of games because of preseason, but no, because if it's a regular season game, you're gonna play your big dogs.
Yeah, definitely.
Preseason, you're playing players that's trying to make the team. You're resting your stars. So, but it's all a money thing, and the owners got to get paid too. They gotta get that money to pay these players. These
Yeah,
players are
definitely.
getting buku contracts now.
Boo, cool. I'm talking about bit money. I'm talking about, matter of fact, they're getting like 10-year deals now, and talking about in all facets of sports. $500 million.
700 for your boy over about
Josh.
13 or 15 years. Baseball handing out
Yeah,
that
I
bread.
seen it. Gosh almighty. Guaranteed. Come here, baby. Give me the bread.
Yes.
For real. Yes, sir. Hey, let's move right along, bro. Let's get into Marquise's pick, bro. This was a big one right here, because you remember we put in the chat, bro. We was like, dang, yo, like we didn't think you was gonna pick this guy right
I
here.
actually thought he was gonna do Luke Kuechly, man. I really did, man. I thought he was gonna do Luke Kuechly because he's the resident Carolina Panthers. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I just knew Kuechly was gonna be his guy.
Just knew, bro. Philip Michael Rivers, 244 games, bro. He finished with a completion rate at 64.9, 63,440 yards, 421 tutties. And obviously, we just talked about him, having Antonio Gates, LT, LaDainian Tomlinson. And yeah, the list goes on, man. Hey, Philip Rivers, bro. I feel like he's up next. He should get a Hall of Fame. Granted, I think he went out like Dan Marino. Never got that chance to, play in the big game and get that ring, but he got hella stats. You know what I'm saying?
He got hella numbers. His numbers are up there with all the greats. When I think about Philip Rivers, the one thing I think about is the infamous draft day trade with him and Eli Manning with the Giants and the Chargers. It was crazy to see that swap after they was drafted. You don't see that much nowadays. Like,
you don't
in the NFL. Big time players too, because both of them starting quarterbacks. Eli, Super Bowl 2-time champ, and Philip, who never got that ring but got the numbers that are gaudy. To see those two players actually picked by different teams and then traded for each other within the draft. That was the most exciting draft, man.
Hey, I got
exciting drafts.
It was. Look, I got a question for you. I got a real rapid fire question for you.
Right.
Do you think Philip would have won a championship if he stayed with the Giants?
It's a possibility. It's a possibility. Eli didn't have the greatest year that year. He won his first Super Bowl. He just caught fire, similar to Joe Flacco with Baltimore, or even the guy with Tampa Bay that won the championship. He caught fire in the playoffs.
And matter of fact, there was a wild card team and caught fire.
They went on the road for every game.
Every game.
Yep. Just like Flacco did. Flacco did the same thing.
And it with the Patriots in that first one, Tyree, I can't think of his last name, caught the ball.
Was it Plaxico?
Oh no, Plaxico caught the game winning touchdown, but Tyree had that ball.
Marty Toomer, I'm thinking about.
I can't think of David Tyree. He caught that ball
on
his head, his helmet.
Just like
there. I mean, he caught it like a fade, bro. Like like it stuck to him.
That's a good one. He caught it like a fade.
Like
he showed it like this.
Hit a Dougie Fresh on him. Hey, I always wondered that, bro, because that's one of those, like you said. I'm glad you brought that up too, Commish, man. That's one of those draft day trades like you don't see often. It's very rare.
Yeah, like I think it's gonna be some trades going down far as positioning in this draft more than people think. I think it's gonna be people dropping down and coming up, trying to get the players that they want, or even trying to get more draft capital, because like even us, we only got 5 picks in all 7 rounds.
Right.
I can actually see us, dropping down from the first round, to early in the second, and picking up another pick so we can move to 6 instead of 5 and just add more players. But I think it's going to be a lot of trading. Even at the top of the draft, I think it's going to be a lot of trading.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that too. We might as well trade back.
Yeah.
We might as well trade back. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, that's Phillip Rivers, man. You already know what he did, man. Career passing rating of 95.2, man, placing him in the top 10 quarterbacks with at least over 100 games, man. Like that's crazy. Like Phillip Rivers. Hey, you want me to go or you want to get into your pick, man?
I'll
Last
get
two.
into it. I'll get into it.
Boy. This is another one I really want him to get his shot, man. For real, for real. Sizzle.
T. Terrell Sizzle Suggs.
Gosh.
Yes, sir.
T
Hall of
Sizzle.
Famer. Hall of Famer. T Sizzle, man, standing at a 6'3", 265 pounds, a pure brute muscle, man. T Sizzle. He started out. They knew he was gonna be surefire when he started out, man. I'm telling you, because T Sizzle led the NCAA with 24 sacks before he came in the league.
God, that's
24
crazy.
sacks.
That's nasty work right there.
24 sacks. It's still the record to this day. No one has broken that record
Yeah,
yet
that's
in
big
the
time.
NCAA.
That's
T
big time.
Sizzle. Yes. T Sizzle played like 17 years. So he got injured once. I think he missed most of that year. But he got 2 chips, one with Baltimore. That's his chip. That's the one he earned right there. He played with some of the greats. They had one of the best defenses he contributed to. You know, he has a lot of accolades, 7-time Pro Bowl selection. He was actually 2011 Defensive Player of the Year. He was a Defensive Rookie of the Year when he came into the league after he set the college record. For sacks, he came in the league and won Defensive Player of the Year. So right off the gate, he was balling.
Beast.
He was all-pro first team selection the year in 2011 when he won Defensive Player of the Year. You know, like I said, he got 2 chips. His second chip came later in his career on the back end when he got one with Kansas City.
Yeah.
You know, he has many records with Baltimore, place where he spent most of his career.
With Ray Lewis on his team. Yeah.
With Ray Lewis on his team.
And
and the safety, Ed, what's Ed's name?
Ed Reed.
Ed Reed. He had a squad on defense.
Alodi Nada. How do you produce those numbers with those players like that? Like, yeah.
Man, listen, he's one of the. That's why he's one of the greats, man. He's one of the greats. That's why he's deserving of the Hall of Fame, man. And with those NFL accolades I named, he even with those players on his team, he has Baltimore records to this day right now. Also, some of which are most games played for B More. He has the most sacks for B More right now. He has the most forced fumbles for B More. He has the most postseason sacks for B More.
Yeah,
the most sack yardages. You know, for loss, when you make a sack, it's a loss of yardage for the offense. You know, the man is a beast. And till this day, he's retired. He still owns an NFL record. His NFL record that he owns is most tackles for loss.
Yeah,
that's including sacks and hitting running backs, anything behind the line of scrimmage. T Sizzle was on it.
So, that's big time.
Yeah,
Terrell Suggs, man.
He stood out playing with Ray Lewis and Ed Reed. He still did his thing. The way they looked at it, I want to say they had 3 tiers: that D line, the linebacker core, and that safety. You know, the cornerbacks, the DBs. You know, in the defensive backfield back there. And Ed Reed was the captain of the defensive backfield. Ray Lewis was the captain of the linebacker core. But T Sizzle was the captain of that D line. Yeah, he made it happen.
Terrell Suggs, man. Yeah, he didn't make the Hall of Fame this year. He got another chance. Yeah, he's definitely deserving of it. He got another chance to do it.
I really don't understand how he didn't make it with all of those things I just gave y'all, man. Like a defensive player of the year, a rookie defensive player of the year, 2 Super Bowls. He still has NFL records to this day. You know, all the sacks. Come on, man. he was somebody they didn't like him, man. The man
That's
deserved
what
to be in there.
that's what it possibly could have boiled down to. You know how the votes go. You know
Yeah,
how it go. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm even looking at it, two tight ends and two other defensive players that made that. You know what I'm saying? Then you look at somebody like a Terrell Suggs, like, bro, outside of a lot of people be like, okay, yeah, look at the defense he had, this and that and the third, but bro, their offense, even when he like, to be honest with you, man, like that offense really wasn't clicking like that until Joe Flacco became himself. You know what I'm saying? And even before then, so the defense just needed to do what it's supposed to do. And he still put up numbers with those type of players and the caliber of players that you just mentioned in a Lodi Nada, uh, Ray Lewis, Ed Reed. So yeah, man. That's big time right there, man. Suggs, co-commissioner with Terrell Suggs on this list.
T
Last but not
Sizzle.
least, man, T Sizzle, bro. Last but not least, man, I wore with this one right here, man. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna go ahead and tell the audience. I had Adam Vinatieri on my list. I just felt
Sure
like
did.
I wanted to be oddball out. I just felt like the dynamic of those kicks that he made that won the Patriots 4 championships. Not one, not two, not three, but 4 championships and a plethora of playoff games, bro. And then you go to your rival, you go to the other side with the Colts and do the same thing. Granted, you ain't win no championship with them, but you won some big games with them. Off, you know what I'm saying? Off that
Hmm.
foot. You know
He
what I'm
did.
saying?
He won a lot of games. He won one game in the snow.
Yeah, definitely, definitely, man. So Adam Vinatieri was like, you could see how deep the list is, man, when it comes to these Hall of Fame. So I don't know if it's hard to judge, hard to vote for, or what. But yeah, man, I went with this guy right here, man. I'm gonna tell you, I went with this guy not because he got 2 Super Bowls, not because he was drafted by Georgia to the Pittsburgh Steelers in 1998, not because he has 85 tutties or 12,000 over 12,000 yards. You know what I'm saying? Over 1,000 receptions. Hines Ward was a blocking receiver.
Yeah, he
A
was.
stat that's not counted in the NFL. I don't even know how you will possibly even count that. You know what I'm saying? But he was a blocking receiver, and that man had hands like it was like gold, bro. He caught everything that came his way. I mean everything, bro. So, like I said, he got two. He has 2 Super Bowls, 2 of them. So I feel like Hines Ward is definitely another one of those players, man, that definitely should have been not snubbed and made the Hall of Fame this year, man. Putting on that gold jacket, bro. I mean, averaging 20, 12. I mean, not 20, but 12.1 yards a game. Yeah, that's efficiency. It's efficiency. I'm looking down the line when he was playing, bro, in 1998 on down when he retired in 2011, 16-game season. He had one 14-game season, one 13-game season, one 15-game season. From 1998 to 2011, he played every game in the season.
He was an Iron Man, at one point.
Definitely an Iron Man. Definitely an Iron Man for Pittsburgh, man. And one of my favorite players, like I said, Hines Ward was drafted in the 3rd round. So he was a gem that Pittsburgh got. But not only that, man, like he taught players like Antoine Randall L. You know what I'm saying? Coming in, took him under his wing, stuff like that. Like, yo, it's unprecedented, man. Like, I just feel like he was that guy when it came to Ben Roethlisberger. Get him that ball and making it do what it do. Like that's when the steel curtain was the steel curtain to me. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Troy
yeah.
Polamalu, James. Look, this is another one that did not make it, bro. You said Terrell Suggs, James Harrison didn't make the final cut. He was a finalist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Pittsburgh linebacker, great. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? We already know how that rival was, the Ravens versus the Steelers. Like, that was big time back in the day, bro. Big time back in the day, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was my pick, Hines Ward, man. You got any takes on him?
Man, Hines Ward. What can you say, man? Hines Ward. I want to say he's probably the best blocking wide receiver to play the game.
I believe it.
He
And he
he
ain't even
he
big like that.
but he used to knock the snot out of linebackers.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he was one of the realest dudes going across the middle and get clocked, but hold on to the ball for that first down for Big
Hey,
Ben.
and he popping right back up.
Yeah.
I'm talking about popping right back up like nothing happened, bro. Yeah, that's definitely my pick right there, man. Yeah, this is dope, bro. Hall of Fame, man. Reggie Wayne is what Cool picked, or the person that Cool picked, the player that Cool picked. You obviously picked T Sizzle, Terrell Suggs, Marquise picked Phillip Rivers, and I picked Hines Ward, man. You got to look at it for what it is, man. These are players that did not get picked over Jared Allen, Sterling Sharp, Eric Allen, and Antonio Gates. And they're not the only ones. Like I said, you got James Harrison. The list goes on. You got Adam Vinatieri. Like it goes on. It piles up. So yeah, man, they getting those gold jackets, man. They getting that bus probably made right now. And that first game of the season, that summer game, the Hall of Fame game. They're gonna make their acceptance speech, and we cooking off football. That's what we do, man. Hey, before we get out of here, Cut, man, anything else you want to get into, talk about, man? You already know what it is, bro. 140 some odd days left.
I just want the league to be ready, man. We're going up on the pot this year. We're going up. We obviously going up on the buy-in to, on your team. So we're going up, man. Big things coming, baby.
Big things definitely coming, big things. And I want to get into this just before we go. I just want to make sure I touch bases on this. Let me get into this band out. We do got the poll out right now, y'all. We have that out. So FAAB has already changed, and PPR standard is staying the same, regular waivers. You know what I'm saying? We just got to adjust to that. The current poll that's out right now on league mates, man, head to head or total points for tiebreaker in regular season and also playoffs for both leagues. And those currently stand right now that standard will stay the same and PPR will stay the same. Yeah. So
yes, sir.
Yep. So yeah, man. Let's go ahead and get up out of here. Hey, next week we can get into anything, man. We got so much to talk about. Definitely gonna get more into the draft, but I want to get some of that fantasy football talk off too, because we can start mock drafting and doing what we do. So yeah, man. It's football season. Basketball is quickly fading away. Don't get me wrong, I don't want it to lead too fast at all. I don't want it to lead too fast, but at the same time, like football is coming. And shout out, I gotta say this before we get out. Shout out to the Denver Nuggets for firing Mike Malone today. Appreciate y'all. Yeah, and the only reason I said appreciate y'all because y'all beat us in the conference finals, went on and won y'all little championship, and y'all talked so much trash about my LA Lakers, man. Whatever, bro. Y'all can have y'all one. We got 17 of
them. Yes, sir.
We chasing Boston. That's the only team we really chasing for real.
Hey, everybody chasing Boston.
18 of them things.
They the favorites to win it right now.
They are.
The betting favorites.
That's the only team we worried about and chasing, bro. It's championship or bust, man. Shout out Mike Malone, bro. Whatever. I'm glad you're not with them no more. Hey, shout out to your team too, Cup, man. The 76ers fell apart, bro.
Hey, man, we trying to get
everybody
Cooper
on
Cup, baby. We trying to get Cooper Cup, baby. That's right. And we're gonna trade. We're gonna get Cooper Cup, and we're gonna trade Embiid, man, to New Orleans. Trying to get Zion. Might as well get Zion. He ain't gonna play about half the games too.
Yeah, he gonna give you about 30 games. Hey, all love, bro. This was dope, yes, man. Sir. Like I said, we miss Cool, we miss Marquise up here, man. But that's what we do every Tuesday night, man.
That's right,
that's
baby.
What we do.
7:30. Check it out.
Yes,
MPR
sir.
League coming to your airwaves.
You dig? Let's go, man.